The question of who is the strongest footballer in the world has always sparked debates among fans, analysts, and gamers alike. Strength in football is not just about physical power, it's about explosiveness, balance, endurance, and the ability to dominate in key moments. But what happens when you take that idea out of the pitch and into a real-world test? That's exactly what this challenge set out to discover. A group of famous footballers, rising stars, and internet personalities stepped up to a punch machine to measure their raw striking power. Their results were then compared with their strength ratings in EA Sports FC, and the outcome was nothing short of shocking. The concept is simple but fascinating. A punch machine measures the force behind a strike, translating it into a score that reflects raw physical power. While footballers don't train to punch, their athleticism, core strength, and explosive power can still give us insight into how physically dominant they are. When these results are stacked against their in-game ratings, it raises an important question: does EA Sports truly capture real-world strength, or are there surprising gaps between digital stats and reality? First up is Alejandro Garnacho, one of the brightest young talents in modern football. Known for his speed, flair, and attacking creativity, Garnacho isn't typically associated with brute strength. However, when he stepped up to the punch machine, his result surprised many viewers. While not the highest score, his punch showed impressive power for someone whose playing style is more technical than physical. In EAFC, Garnacho's strength rating is relatively modest, and in this case, the game seems fairly accurate. His real-life performance aligns closely with expectations: quick, agile, but not overwhelmingly powerful. Then came Neymar, a player often criticized for lacking physical strength despite his undeniable skill. Neymar's punch result added a new layer to this conversation. While he didn't top the charts, his score was stronger than many anticipated. It showed that beneath his flashy dribbling and finesse lies a solid level of core strength. Compared to his EAFC rating, Neymar's real-world power might actually be slightly underrated. This is one of the first signs that the virtual ratings may not always tell the full story. Next up, Kylian Mbappé brought a different kind of expectation. Known for his explosive speed and athletic build, Mbappé combines agility with physical presence. His punch machine result reflected that explosiveness perfectly. He delivered one of the strongest hits among the group, proving that his strength is not just about sprinting past defenders but also about raw power. In EAFC, Mbappé's strength rating is already quite high, and this test confirms that the game accurately represents his physical capabilities. When Marquinhos stepped up, many expected a solid performance. As a central defender, Marquinhos relies heavily on strength, positioning, and physical duels. His punch machine result did not disappoint. He delivered a powerful strike that placed him among the top performers. His EAFC strength rating reflects his defensive dominance, and in this case, the virtual and real-world data align almost perfectly. The competition heated up when Gareth Bale took his turn. Bale, known for his incredible athleticism during his prime, has always been one of the most physically gifted players in football. His punch machine result was one of the most impressive of the entire challenge. Even after stepping away from peak professional competition, his natural strength and explosive power were evident. Compared to his EAFC rating, Bale's real-life strength might actually exceed expectations, reminding fans of just how dominant he was at his best. Then came Harry Kane, a player whose strength is often overshadowed by his goal-scoring ability. Kane's punch result was strong and consistent, reflecting his ability to hold off defenders and maintain control under pressure. While he may not be the flashiest athlete, his physical presence is undeniable. His EAFC strength rating does a decent job of capturing this, but the punch machine suggests he might deserve even more recognition in this area. One of the most intriguing participants was Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. As the son of one of the greatest athletes in football history, expectations were high. While still young, Ronaldo Jr. showed promising power in his punch, hinting at the physical potential he may develop in the future. Comparing his result to EAFC ratings is less about accuracy and more about potential, but it's clear that he carries some of the athletic DNA that made his father legendary. The challenge took an entertaining turn with IShowSpeed entering the mix. Known for his high energy and love for football, Speed brought enthusiasm and intensity to the test. His punch result was surprisingly strong, proving that passion and effort can sometimes rival professional training. While he doesn't have an official EAFC rating comparable to professional players, his performance added a fun and unpredictable element to the challenge. Finally, Céline Dept stepped up and delivered an inspiring performance. As one of the most popular football content creators, Céline showed that strength is not limited by gender or professional status. Her punch score impressed viewers and demonstrated the growing inclusivity and diversity within football culture. Her performance may not directly compare to EAFC ratings, but it highlights how real-world strength can come from dedication and passion. When all the results were analyzed, a fascinating pattern emerged. Some players, like Mbappé and Marquinhos, matched their EAFC strength ratings almost perfectly. Others, like Neymar and Bale, showed that their real-world power might be underestimated in the game. Meanwhile, participants like Garnacho and Kane fell somewhere in between, with results that closely mirrored their digital stats. This experiment also highlights a broader truth about football. Strength is not a one-dimensional attribute. In EAFC, it is represented by a single number, but in reality, it encompasses multiple factors: core stability, upper body power, lower body strength, and mental resilience. A punch machine can measure raw striking force, but it cannot fully capture how that strength translates to on-field performance. A player like Neymar may not dominate in physical duels, but his balance and agility allow him to withstand challenges in ways that raw power alone cannot explain. Another important takeaway is the difference between functional strength and explosive power. Footballers train for performance, not for punching. Their strength is optimized for sprinting, jumping, tackling, and maintaining balance. This means that a player who excels on the pitch might not necessarily achieve the highest score on a punch machine. Conversely, someone with less football training but more upper body focus might perform better in this specific test. The comparison with EAFC ratings also raises questions about how video games quantify real-world abilities. Developers rely on data, scouting reports, and performance metrics, but there is always an element of subjectivity. This challenge shows that while the game does a good job overall, there are still discrepancies that can spark debate among fans. Beyond the numbers, this challenge is a reminder of why football is so captivating. It's not just about goals and assists, it's about the unique combination of skills that each player brings to the game. Strength is just one piece of the puzzle, but it plays a crucial role in defining a player's style and effectiveness. In the end, the question of who is the strongest footballer in the world doesn't have a simple answer. Based on this punch machine challenge, players like Mbappé, Bale, and Marquinhos stand out as some of the most powerful. However, strength in football is context-dependent, and different players excel in different ways. What this experiment truly reveals is the fascinating gap between perception and reality, between digital ratings and real-world performance. For fans, this kind of content offers a fresh perspective on the players they admire. It blends entertainment with analysis, creating a unique way to engage with the sport. Whether you're a gamer comparing stats in EAFC or a football enthusiast watching real-life challenges, one thing is clear: strength is more than just a number, and the debate over who is the strongest footballer will continue for years to come.